In today's Spotlight, we are now just 3 days away from the Republican National Convention set to kick off Monday in Milwaukee. Delegates are poised to confirm Donald Trump as the GOP presidential nominee, as the former president has been teasing his vice presidential pick. We've now learned that whoever he chooses will speak at the convention. Suspense building around Trump's VP pick comes at a critical time of Democratic division as more members of President Biden's party calling on him to step aside as their nominee. Trump and his allies trying to seize on that political crisis. Just this week on the campaign trail, the former president saying it doesn't matter who Democrats nominate because he would, quote, beat them in thundering landslides. Trump now says he does not believe that President Biden will end up dropping out of the race. Let's bring in our panel, Mike, Christina, and Barbara. Barbara, we were talking right before this in the segment before about how this has been a moment where focus is on the Democratic Party. Talk about this theme that Trump is now kind of that Biden is trying to highlight how Trump, would really align himself with dictators and autocrats. We did actually see yesterday Trump met with Hungary's nationalist Prime Minister Viktor Orban at Mar-a-Lago. Is there going to be any focus on this at the RNC, or is this really just a message that Democrats are trying to get through not super successfully over the past couple of weeks?
Well, I think they should focus on it because it's particularly outrageous at a time when we were here, America and our allies were celebrating the 75th anniversary of NATO. Donald Trump is meeting with Orban, fresh from his visit with Putin, who is bombing children's hospitals in Ukraine. And we know Donald Trump has never said a single bad word about Vladimir Putin. So yes, these would-be autocrats, Donald Trump a would-be autocrat, that should be something that next week that the Democrats are very much focused on, regardless who their nominee is. Every single Democrat should be talking about that because it's no matter who they pick as vice president, it doesn't matter because it's all about Donald Trump.
And then we saw that, Christina, this week, the RNC released its party platform. It very clearly read like a Trump stump speech, and it actually changes the position, not calling for an abortion ban. This was the first time in 4 decades. How significant did you see that change when we think about the platform of the RNC?
Oh, brought to you by the man that banned abortion in states like my home state of Texas by putting forth the Supreme Court justices that overturned Roe v. Wade. I mean, Donald Trump's and the Republicans' platform, if you look at it, very much does align in many other aspects with Project 2025, this extreme agenda that will put in place thousands of loyalists, not just as a vice president, but thousands of loyalists in the administrative portion of government, bring the Justice Department under his control. He met with a dictator yesterday, and he said on day one he'll be a dictator, that's actually what he's going to do. And I know people say that's in jest, but Donald Trump has delivered on promises, whether it's taking back abortion and women's rights 50 years, the January 6th attempt to overturn the election. Believe what the man says. When he says it, he will do these things to take our country backwards.
Mike, I'm curious on your thoughts on this Project 2025. This is that platform that was created by some of Trump's allies. It would give vast power to the presidency, kind of overhaul the federal government as it works. Trump is trying to distance himself from it, though.
Yeah, Project 2025 really reshapes our federal government and the fundamentals of how our government works, and really reshapes democracy. In particular, thinking about getting rid of the Department of Education, getting rid of the Department of Commerce, expanding the presidential power, really creating less separation between the Department of Justice and his Attorney General, really reimagining a Department of Justice, getting rid of the civil service that really keeps the steady hand of government flowing smoothly, no matter who is coming into office, whether it's a president or a Democrat, really taking away and limiting women's reproductive rights. The interesting thing about that, Elizabeth, is that the individuals who were the architects of Project 2025 are also part of the leaders of the policy of the RNC platform. So you can say that the Republican Party will be adopting a lot of Project 2025. And so I think this comes down to a binary choice, as we keep talking about. Do Americans want a reimagined federal government and a reimagined democracy, or do they want to continue to make imperfect more perfect this imperfect union?
Just an incredible moment in the party's politics on both sides right now. Mike, Christina, and Barbara, thank you all so much. We will have special coverage of the Republican National Convention starting Monday at 9 a.m. Eastern right here on ABC News Live.